Have you ever looked in your wardrobe or closet and felt like something was wrong or missing? Probably is something wrong or missing in your wardrobe. And even worse than something just being wrong or missing, you're probably getting scammed. And a lot of you guys probably don't even realize what's wrong or why you're getting scammed, but you probably feel it deep within you. But I'm gonna tell you what's wrong today.
With you, I feel the time when it gets dark.
Also, if this video feels a little doomer-pilled, go out and buy this stuff. It's mushroom root beer elixir. I'm not sponsored by these people, but whenever I have one of these, it just genuinely makes my day happier. But anyway, for the last 20 years or so, clothes have decreased so much in quality, especially in the past 10 years. And clothing is not only an aesthetic experience. It's great that clothes look cool, but the truth of the matter is clothes are also a physical experience. You touch and feel the clothes on your body as you're wearing it. And so the truth of the matter is the clothing you're getting should not only look great, but it should also feel great. For example, vintage clothes tend to feel great. Even if they're 40 to 50 years old, they're still soft and they're worn well. They still feel solid and like they'll hold up. They feel comfortable on your body. Most of the stuff in your closet, if it's newer, doesn't probably feel as good as vintage clothes. There is a clear discrepancy of quality from clothes 20 to 30 years ago and clothes today. How did this happen? The problem is that your clothes are being made more and more from plastic. Polyester, other poly-based fabrics are so widespread. Poly-based or plastic-based fabric was invented in the 1930s. But it really didn't see commercial widespread use until the 1970s. And let me tell you, the public didn't really love poly-based fabric right away. While initially the idea was kind of novel, people noticed that it got uncomfortable really easily, it smelled bad, and it just genuinely didn't feel as good as other fabrics. Look, generally the truth is for the most part, poly-based fabrics is just worse than natural fabrics like linen, cotton, wool, or anything else. Poly-based fabrics 90% of the times are just the cheaper alternative. There are a few instances where it is a superior fabric. For example, when it comes to rain jackets, poly-based fabrics such as Gore-Tex repels rain easier than natural fibers would. Most fleeces you'll see on the market are poly-based, and that's for the better in some ways. And then there are some more experimental technical fabrics that are poly-based, which are also quite good. But at the end of the day, most poly-based fabrics that you guys will consume is just going to be the cheaper alternative to cotton or any other natural fibers. And everyone knew that like 50 years ago. But the power of marketing changed that outlook for people. You see, the poly fabric industry hired a bunch of marketers to make poly fabric feel better to people. One of the biggest things they argued was that poly-based fabric was better for the environment. First, because it supposedly took less water than cotton, and second, it was more humane than other natural fibers like wool because it didn't hurt the animals. And while that's sort of true in a way, from a bigger picture we know that actually poly-based fabrics are way worse for the environment than natural fibers are. For example, most natural fibers usually take 20 years-ish to decompose, and poly-based fabrics can take up to 200 years to decompose, meaning that crappy little plastic t-shirt you have in your closet will outlive you for years. It will just never go away. On top of that, poly-based fabrics usually exhibit a little thing called microplastics. And these microplastics go everywhere, they enter your bloodstream, and they're really not great for you. Poly-based fabric also had a good application for athletic clothing. Poly-based fabric started mainly replacing natural fibers in the athletic clothing industry. And then the fabric industry came up with poly blend because nobody wanted to wear poly-based fabric. So they came up with the idea of blending it with a natural fiber like cotton. And it was sort of a novel idea because initially when you would pick up one of these shirts, they did feel very, very soft. After a couple of washes, these poly blends get stiff and kind of disgusting. Like, they're great for that initial wear, but after that, the quality is just garbage. They also found out they could do poly blends with jeans. And so a lot of the jeans you see today are like a poly-elastic mix. And they stretch in weird ways that don't look good over time for your body. They easily get misshapen. And then the same thing was done with the sweater industry, as most sweaters transitioned from wool to acrylic. And look, it's not bad to have a few poly or plastic-based clothing items in your closet. Again, some of them, the application makes sense, like in rain jackets. However, the truth of the matter is that half of the garments produced today are made of polyester in some capacity, and it's not because it's a superior fabric for you. It's because it's cheaper. It's all about money. And there's no reason that half of the garments in your wardrobe should be poly-based at all. In the past 10 to 20 years, as polyester has become more popular and pushed onto us, something else has happened at the same time, and that's the rise of the internet. With the internet has come the rise of online shopping. Something that happens with the rise of online shopping is that retailers realize that they can sell more poly-based fabric products because the people who are buying these products online can't go in and actually feel the difference in quality. Because the physical element of actually feeling the garment is kind of disappearing from the shopping experience, more and more garments that are being produced and sold are poly-based or of a lesser quality. And online shopping is really becoming the most prevalent way that people are shopping for clothing today. And if you're Gen Z or a millennial, it's the way that you probably grew up shopping. And so what this does is it means that a lot of Gen Z or millennial shoppers aren't used to going into a store and feeling the different types of fabric and which ones feel better or worse. So here we are in the situation where a whole generation doesn't even know what good quality clothes feel like, and more and more low quality clothes are being pushed onto you. In malls where there used to be a good selection of maybe some high quality clothes, you won't even find that anymore. So maybe you're thinking you can turn to luxury clothing brands to find good quality, right? Well, the truth of the matter is that's not even true anymore. When they saw that the rest of the clothing industry has moved to a lower quality and a lower standard of clothing, they also moved down to a lower quality or standard. Everything has moved down a couple of notches in quality, with the luxury retailers included for the most part. Luxury clothing brands are certainly going to be a little bit better than Amazon or what you're going to find in the mall. They aren't super good quality and the prices usually aren't justified for the item. They made this switch because they realized the younger generations, Gen Z and millennials, wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. And some of these luxury brands are even using really cheap materials like polyester. I remember being shocked when I first handled a Raf Simons piece from one of the newer collections. And the fabric felt terrible, the print was done terribly. And then I was holding this polyester tee that was going for $400. There was no reason that this t-shirt should be $400. Look, a lot of luxury brands are still using natural materials and natural fibers, but with natural fibers, there's a huge wide variety of quality in different types of cotton, different types of wool. So even if you're online looking and you see that something is 100% cotton, that doesn't necessarily mean they're using high quality cotton. From shopping online, 90% of the time, you cannot genuinely tell if you are getting a high quality item or not. And look, not every brand is just selling all these low quality items. Most of them are selling a mix. Problem is they are selling all of their products for a high price and a premium. So while some of their jackets might be super high quality, a lot of their t-shirts or pants might be super low quality. But they're all in the same pricing bracket and are being priced as if they are all high quality. Unless you yourself can go in person to shop, and you also have the garment literacy and experience, you're not going to be able to tell if the item you have is high quality or low quality. There used to be a time where clothing represented three things to people. First of all, it was that physical experience, the touch, the feeling. Then there was the aesthetics, the way it looked. And then third, there were abstract ideas associated with clothes. Maybe it was class status. But now we're entering into a world where clothing is really only about the abstract ideas and aesthetics. Denying the physical aspects of your humanity is a really weird and dark place. And clothing used to be a way in which you could have a beautiful physical connection to the world. And besides these big corporations robbing you of good physical experience, they're also quite literally robbing you of your capital, as they're making you pay the price of a high quality item for what is oftentimes a medium at best or low quality item. What I'm trying to say with this video is what's missing from your wardrobe is good fabrics, comfortable fabrics, fabrics that last long but are also good for the environment. you're gonna have to fight for these beautiful human experiences going here on forward. The world is slowly turning to a place where you need to work harder, longer hours, for less money, and when you want to buy something, it's going to cost more and it's going to be of a lesser quality. That's the system we live in. That's kind of like capitalism when it goes unchecked. If you want to follow me for more content, maybe I'll make a video talking about some brands that I think are doing a great job. My name is Carson Craning. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and like. And with that, have a great day.